Honeys, we are in the last melon of 28 days to better periods. You made it to movement week. Of course, before we explore movement related to your menstrual cycle, we've got to have our last breakfast and journal session. Think about, time flies, really. Think about how much you have learned in the past 3 weeks over food and sleep and stress, and now to just cherry on top it with a little bit of movement education. Today on the menu we have a savory pancake. We love our savory breakfast. This is for ovulatory phase. I've got most of my ingredients measured out and I've already got the cabbage cooked because I did it last night for dinner. So if you want to cook alongside the video, just take a moment to pause. You can get the instructions for the cabbage on katieflower.com. This recipe is all linked in the YouTube description, or you got it in your email if you're part of the challenge. So maybe take a moment to pause if you want to make the pancakes together, or if you just want to listen away and you're watching this in bed, do your thing. We're gonna make a little pistachio pesto. You don't have to do this, you can have the pancakes without. It just takes it up a notch, and I like my food to be at the highest notch. So if you are in that same camp, make the pistachio pesto. It's just pistachio and olive oil. So we got that in here. We're going to, you could use a blender or food processor or something to get it like basically like a powder out of the nuts, but I'm just gonna use the good old-fashioned mortar pestle. Pistachio pesto is Italian cooking at its finest. 2 ingredients, and you want to have really good versions of each because there's nothing for them to hide behind. So just good quality nuts and a really nice olive oil, the type that you would just not even put onto heat, like a lighter olive oil. And you crush it down, and then you get this green paste, especially in the winter when it's like, I mean, we do have access to herbs, but like, it's not like the herbs are growing in your backyard and you're just cutting them fresh from the bush, you know? Like if we get herbs at the store, sometimes it's expensive. Like it'll be $3 for a bunch of herbs and they go bad in like a day. So this recipe is very winter friendly. Just grabbing stuff from your pantry, and you don't even have to worry about having fresh herbs. Movement begins. Only taking a minute, so these are breakfast recipes. I expect that you would have them before work, so this is where food prep really comes in handy, and you just do this shit on the weekend or the night before. It's pistachio pesto, you just keep it in the fridge and it'll stay good for like at least a week. A true Italian would make sure these were ground into a powder. But I was born in Providence, baby. This is good enough. Alright, I'll do a couple more slams. Good enough. For the most part, powdery crumbs. More drizzly oil. And just like that, pistachio pesto. I'm gonna do a Greek or like a grass-fed yogurt. Just gonna give us some nice protein in our pancakes, or on our pancakes. Green onions. And our herbs. And the other half of the lemon. What does it need? Wow. It's crazy the power that salt has. Sauce is ready. Start with our dry ingredients. So we have all-purpose flour. Our 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of This is cornmeal. You could choose to add barley flour or rye flour, buckwheat. You're gonna taste the buckwheat though if you add buckwheat. Any alternative flour, or you could even just add an extra 1/4 cup of flour. Kind of nice if you have these other flours lying around or you're experimenting with them in other projects, to add to these pancakes, because it gives it a little extra like flavor, and it also is going to tap into that nutrient diversity that we talked about during Food Week, bringing some different grains to your plate other than just wheat. Nice pinch of kosher salt, teaspoon of baking powder, a tablespoon of flax seeds. It's so back and forth in the science behind like, can we actually absorb flax seeds? Like, is it actually going into our body? Does it need to be ground? Goes bad ground? Like, it's a whole thing. I typically, if I can, I do ground. I don't have ground today. I could throw these in the blender, but I don't feel like it. And I just want that little like seediness in the pancake itself. So maybe I'll absorb some of this, maybe I won't. To begin with, it's only a tablespoon, it's nothing crazy, but with our food medicine, it really is about like microdosing yourself basically, and it's these little small choices that you make every day around your eating that create like the big picture of what your life looks like when you zoom out. So if you don't have the flax seeds, don't worry about it. You don't need to spend the extra money on it. But if you do have them around and you're looking to put them in a recipe, they go great in these pancakes. And a teaspoon of turmeric to finish this off. Giving our dry ingredients a little stir. Set that off to the side for a moment. Grab a second bowl, a tablespoon of melted butter. We'll cut our lemon in half. Save half for the little yogurty sauce on top, and half will go into the pancake. Cup of milk. You can use, you can use whatever milk you please. I like never have milk in the house, so it's actually half and half, and I'm hoping that it works. It's gonna be maybe a little whippier. And your egg. Oh my god. Twins? Twins. Oh, I feel so bad that we only need one yolk. What a blessing. I feel like that's good luck. What am I gonna do with this yolk? And I can just make a fried egg on the side or something. Whisk together our wet mix. Let's add our wet into our dry mixture. And now we'll whip this up. Oh, I forgot to take a picture. Okay, so we've got a very thick, full-bodied batter. Mine's a little thicker than yours might be if you just use regular milk. Because that half and half is thick. I kind of want this to be peppery, especially because black pepper helps to activate this antioxidant that's in turmeric. So last minute recipe change, we're gonna add some black pepper. I'm not gonna do this, but other last minute addition, I think if you threw some cheese in this batter, it would go crazy. But I don't really feel like adding it. Do what you will. I'm gonna include that in the recipe so it won't even seem like a last minute addition. You know the deal by now. Pan needs to get hot first, then we'll add our oil. Batter up close and personal. Our batter. A base. feel like a risk. Putting 3 in the pan, maybe a risk. We'll do a couple batches. Cabbage, gorgeous for what's this called? Ovulatory phase. It's very helpful for detox. And during ovulation, we have such high hormone levels that this is the time where something like estrogen dominance could happen, and we want to protect ourselves by making sure that we support our detox pathways, because that's how hormones leave our body. The cabbage itself is just like sauteed with a little bit of cumin and paprika. Very simple. It's like a pancake. In hindsight, could have done 3. Now for the fun part, plating her up. Go in with our yogurt sauce. I could have filmed this better because this drizzle is insane. Okay, super good. You've got our pistachio pesto. Oof. Our yogurt is a great protein, but as far as probiotics go, yogurt, it does have good bacteria in it, but what we really love to see for the gut health is diversity of bacteria, and that's what you can get from ferments like kefir and sauerkraut, which is what I'm throwing on top of this. Gotta give it the flaky salt. You could totally do like mixed greens on top of this, or some nice soft herbs, and like a little apple cider vinaigrette. But here we go. I might need to give it a zhuzh. I need a zhuzh. It is one of those ones. It's really interesting flavors. This is definitely not your like average breakfast, but it's kind of what makes it great. Definitely bringing in the nutrient diversity. We've got some gorgeous anti-inflammatory turmeric. And the texture rocks, if I do say so myself. Please sit, enjoy your breakfast, get to the journal prompts around movement whenever you have a chance, and I mean, it's what I'm always saying, but just enjoy yourself. This is our last week for the 28 Days to Better Periods Challenge. I'm really excited to hear like how it went for you guys, and what your favorite recipes were, like how you're feeling after everything, and just have, yeah, like a little check-in. See you tomorrow.